I'm Chili Dilly, the personality pickle.
Hi, I'm Greg, and I'm a nerd.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
I have never seen anything like this.
The worst part has been the actual watching of the movie.
Some of these were pretty terrible.
Box Office Battles Season 2. We made it to a second season. We didn't get canceled.
We just get to decide that, don't we?
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, we're doing season 2. Fuck you guys.
And you can't stop us.
Greg, I don't remember doing any of those things from the intro that you just showed us.
I could have been drunk on a few of those, so I don't know. I got to go back and look at
most of those.
We had a great first season. We want to thank everybody who joined us for season 1 of Box Office Battles. And tonight, all we really wanted to do was let everybody know we're back and do kind of a preview of what we got to come in season 2. So just a quick hey, hello, and how everybody is doing, and get ready for season 2. Before we start, Eric, how has the summer treated you so far?
It's great. The kids are obviously out of school, which is terrible, and been spending as little time with them and the family as possible. So far, so good. Daddy has to work. I just keep saying that over and over. Can we go to the pool? Daddy has to work. Can we step foot outside the house? Daddy has to work. So far, so good. Greg, since we've been gone, and that's a Kelly Clarkson reference.
Yeah.
Anything interesting happen in your life?
Well, without a doubt, my middle child and his wife gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. So I am officially a grandfather. So happy Grandfather's Day to me. We've just had Father's Day, but I have Grandfather's Day now. So yeah, it's great. She was born on April 25th. I got to go out to North Dakota to see the birth. Kind of why we were delayed just coming back a little bit. Had to get through all that. Was out there for a while. My wife was out there, stayed out there for about a month. So yeah, welcome to the world, Vivian Grace Lee. So we're glad for that.
Are you granddad? Are you pawpaw? Are you papa? What are you?
So my son calls me Pops, so I prefer like Pop or Grandpops or something like that. My wife is from northern Maine, where they're kind of almost in that French Canadian area.
Quebecois.
So they go by Memère as their or Meme is their, what they call their grandparents, or Pepe. So that's what she's pushing. So I'll just accept that, and whatever the baby wants to call me.
PP?
Pepe.
No.
PP. Anyway, let's say hi real quick. Clarissa James is checking in. We missed you too. We're glad that you're back. Also, Mike Leblinovitz.
Never expected to see him here. Not after what happened in season 1.
But Mike is a regular. We're glad to have him, and thank you for the congratulations, Mike. So, I wanted to say something real quick because you were talking about your kids and being home or being at work while they want to go out. One of my coworkers, we're in a staff meeting the other day, and her cell phone starts pinging, like her Ring camera is going off, right? So she's like, I've got to check this. Something's going on at my house. She has a couple of young sons, and her husband is supposed to be watching them. She turns on the Ring camera, and I think he's 11 or 12, is in full hazmat gear, walking around the front yard with a shovel.
Like 28 days later or something.
And she's like, what is he doing? And she had to show the whole room. And there he's just walking around with a shovel. She said the other day she caught him doing the butter challenge, and she's at work.
What's a butter challenge?
Apparently it's something on YouTube that you grease the floor with butter and then you slide across it. So her camera goes off in her kitchen for just weird activity, just because it just keeps pinging because somebody's in and going out. And she catches him just buttering the floor.
This kid.
So in the middle of work, she yells out, "Why are you buttering the floor?" And so the rest of us at work had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, what is that?
But yeah, so just speaking of being summer and the kids being home, he is definitely trying to occupy himself.
I was hoping you were going to tell me the butter challenge was something sexual.
That's my butter challenge. My butter challenge is trying not to eat a full stick of butter every time I make popcorn, just putting the whole thing in there. So I
know that this is not what we're here for, but do you keep butter out on the counter so that it's consistently room temperature and can be spread on things? Or are you like a classless idiot who keeps it in the fridge?
Well, you'll be happy to know I do indeed keep the butter in a little butter tray thing with a lid with its own little knife, so it's always soft and ready to go.
Well, that's the way it ought to be. But in this house, we put it in the fridge because somebody can't handle it being out on the counter. And then every time I want to do anything with, I'm just like tearing bread apart with the butter. Man,
you can't get through butter or bread with cold butter. That is the worst.
All right, I'm going to come up between now. What a good segue. When are we going live for our first episode of season 2?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Eric. We're actually going live for our first episode next Tuesday at 9:00 Eastern, 8:00 Central.
You think I would know that by now? Okay, between now and next Tuesday at 9:00 Eastern, 8:00 Central, I will come up with a new butter challenge, but it will be very, very explicitly sexual. And I will describe it to you in detail. I won't demonstrate. It's a family show.
You're gonna deep throat a stick of butter.
I was thinking something different. Like you've got to do something with it before it gets too soft, which is kind of an allegory for my life as well. So, in any event,
okay,
we've got that to look forward to.
You went there. That's good. That's good. Good start to season 2. Mm-hmm. This is not an official episode, by the way. We're just wanted to get together and let everybody know what we got because we're excited about what we're going to do for season 2. Season 1 was a lot of good time we had doing the different topics, but in a lot of cases we didn't have a plan. We just kind of was like, hey, what are we going to do next time? And then we just went in and did it, and it worked. But this season we wanted to plan out and have a little bit of what's to come, and to kind of get the fans a little bit excited for the different battles that we've got. Because we've been talking about it, and we got some good stuff. Now, we're going to reveal every movie that we're going to cover in season 2, but we're going to cover at least 5 of the topics, and then we're going to finish out talking about what our topic next week is going to be, what category, and our first 2 movies that will go head to head against each other in the very first battle of the season. So before we get into that, let's talk about some of the things we got coming up in season 2. One of my favorite new topics that we're going to do, or categories, if you will, is we're going to do disaster movies this season on Box Office Battles. And so we got an example here of The Poseidon Adventure from the 70s, a Gene Hackman classic, going up against Armageddon. A lot of possibilities in this category to declare what is the best disaster movie of all time. You got Deep Impact. What is
I've seen that one.
not the one with the stick of butter that you have to use.
Different movie. Disaster movie.
That could be a disaster movie too. But anyway.
Do you know what Poseidon's Kiss is?
No, but I know you're going to tell me.
Yes, I'm going to tell you. So if you've ever sat down on, do you call it a commode or a toilet?
Toilet, yeah.
Okay, you ever sit down on the toilet? Had one drop in the water, and one little splash comes up and hits you right in the butthole, and that's Poseidon's kiss as he gives back to you for what you've given to him.
Well, I'm now going to never forget that, and in fact, next time I experiment, I will think of you. Next time I drop one, I'm going to think of Eric.
Well, that's all I'll be thinking about while we're watching the movie. Is like, exactly. Is there a scene like this? in here.
So with the disaster movies, is there any others that you can think of? I can think of a few.
Twister, I think
Twister's a great one. Yeah.
the original one from a while back.
Yep.
And that would have Philip Seymour Hoffman in it, so that
Yeah.
will be kind of neat to revisit.
You consider Titanic a disaster movie?
I mean, it's a disaster of a movie.
But it technically is like the Poseidon Adventure is a cruise ship that flips upside down and everybody has to try to escape. It's a great film.
I feel like to be a disaster movie, like this thing has to be unavoidable. And all people had to do was like not run into an iceberg for this to not even be a movie at all.
True.
Now, if Poseidon has taken his revenge on a cruise ship and it turns upside down, that's unavoidable.
Technically, he does. It's a tidal wave that takes the cruise ship, flips it upside down.
So, and Armageddon is a giant asteroid or comet
Yes,
or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that's unavoidable.
Yes. Yeah.
Every day that we stray further from the Lord, I am rooting for a comet to hit the earth and just take us all out.
Well, disaster movies right now with the end of the world is probably a pretty appropriate topic. So we're going to be doing that after our first category of the year. So let's look at another category we're going to do this year. And this one we talked a lot about.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, we came up with a lot of examples in this category.
Yeah.
Weird, it kind of offbeat, strange musicals.
Like Sergeant Pepper's with the Bee Gees playing the Beatles.
That is a good one.
Or isn't like Eric Clapton is in the Who's Tommy, right?
Yeah. In the Who's Tommy. There's a lot of people in the Sergeant Pepper movie. Mike Florida just said Rocky Horror. That's another one.
Yeah.
We've got Tommy as an example here and Pink Floyd's The Wall, but there's so many. There's one that I want to include in this category just to make you watch it because it's a really good film. It's called Phantom of the Paradise. That, again, most of these, for some weird reason, were done in the 60s and the 70s. So for some strange reason, I wonder why.
Could it be
what was prevalent in the 60s
before drug laws became more encoded into our lives?
Exactly. But the Phantom of the Paradise is a psychedelic 70s rock disco opera take on Phantom of the Opera with Paul Williams of Muppets and Smokey and the Bandit fame, Little Enos, as basically
what?
Little Enos.
Oh, Enos.
From Smokey and the Bandit. He played Little Enos. He's the little guy, writes amazing songs. So yeah, that was another one too. So weird musicals, going to be another category we are doing this year. Also, we staying in the music genre. This is one that we've been wanting to do for a while. We've been talking about this one for a while, and it's movies about bands that don't really exist. And there's a lot out there again in this category. To find just 8 is going to be challenging.
Airheads
is definitely one. CB4 with Chris Rock is one of my favorites.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to do that one. I don't like that one.
You don't like what's that girl's name? Was it Rachel Lee Cook that was
I think maybe
the lead in that?
I'm trying to forget that film actually.
She was in She's All That, and they made it seem like she was the world's ugliest girl because she wore glasses.
Yeah, amazing what they can do.
And I'm like, you're pretty hot with glasses on, honestly.
Yeah.
This is Josie and the Pussycats it is Rachel Lee Cook and Tara Reid.
Yeah. Unreal.
I mean, in 2001, Greg, that was prime J.O. material if I ever saw it. I mean, the previews got Tara Reid in a shower.
But that's not what the category is. We're not doing premium.
Can you hold on 1 second while I watch this?
Nice. You can find better videos of Tara Reid on the internet, I'm assuming.
I know, but this is before she got all weird.
Oh yeah, very. But again, we got 5 Heartbeats as another example, and there's so many others that are out there that when we started thinking about this category, there's a lot of movies. Dreamgirls is
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, Jennifer Hudson and Beyonce. So good stuff. So fake bands is another category we're doing in season 2. And then we've got Wes Anderson.
Yes.
We've been waiting on this one. We did David Lynch last year, and I think as we were doing David Lynch, and those are really offbeat and strange and otherworldly. Wes Anderson came to mind because they're offbeat, but they're not as bizarre as a David Lynch. They're still coherent. So movies like we've got up here on the screen, Royal Tenenbaums and Moonrise Kingdom, 2 of my favorites of his films, as well as he just had the new movie, the Phoenician, what is it?
Phoenician Project or Phoenician like somebody. There was the recent Asteroid City.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Grand Budapest Hotel is a really big one.
Yeah, amazing.
And probably should throw in that first one he did, which was filmed down in Austin, Texas, was Bottle Rocket.
Bottle Rocket, yep. And Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou I enjoy that one.
Bottle Rocket would be an interesting one for that because it doesn't really fit what we define or kind of currently know as the Wes Anderson aesthetic. Those pastel colors and the kind of vintage, but you can't quite put your finger on what the time frame is of some of these movies. So that might be a really interesting way to do it. Yeah, Life Aquatic's
great. We got Vinny in the audience. Great to see us again. It's great to see you, Vinny. Be able to join us as much as you can this season because we've got a lot of good categories and battles to be done. He also gave a little ad on the Wes Anderson. Grand Budapest Hotel was a great episode of Jared Goes to the Movies. I actually was in that one. I did the 5 questions for that one. I dressed up like the bellhop. I
honestly don't know how y'all remember shit like this.
I remember because I have the costume still from when I dressed up.
Remember anything about any single episode of that show ever?
Oh wow,
it's so weird.
Oh, were you mostly drunk during Jared Goes to the Movies, or were you? I mean, Jared should have a few beers.
Well, it was at Jarrett's house, so it made it easier for him to have a bunch of beers and then just like go downstairs.
Right.
And for me, I had a 30-minute drive home, so I couldn't get too drunk over there. I think it's just like so many episodes, and by the time you get done with one, it's time to start getting ready for the next one. So maybe that's why. I'm sure it was a great episode. I can't think. Vinny, when I started on that show, I don't remember when that was even really, 2018-ish, maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
Was like still in high school, and now I'm sure he's like senior VP of marketing operations at some insurance company or some bullshit.
Yeah, he just got, from what I understand, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Vinny, just got his real estate, or not his real estate, his insurance license to be able to.
Okay, I literally pulled insurance company out of my ass, just trying to think of like generic thing. No, just like
Vinny's videos all the time.
No, well, I don't know.
Insurance producer's license. I knew it was an insurance license. So there you go. Congratulations.
Produce the shit out of that insurance, Vinny.
Exactly. And one more topic, category that we're going to cover in season 2, at least. There may be more, but these are the ones we're starting with. The bad movies went over really well. They were really hard to watch, but it were fun episodes to be able to discuss. So we're bringing that back, but with a little bit of a twist. And we're going to have like bad Marvel movies up against the worst of the DC movies. We already did Catwoman, which was a superhero movie, but things like Madam Web, which I watched over the summer, and this has to be one of the worst superhero movies, if not the worst, against Morbius, who is really, really close. You're going to really love these. These are just absolute dog shit.
Is Madam Web supposed to be some sort of Spider-Man adjacent thing?
Adjacent. It was Sony's trying to hold on to the license by cranking out any Spider-Man related. So is Morbius. Morbius is a Spider-Man character. In fact, most of the really shitty movies in this category are going to be those Sony ones, like Kraven the Hunter would be in there as well. And then we're going to do some on the DC side, like Green Lantern, and there's a bunch. There's some bad comic book movies out there.
Speaking of things I don't remember, talking about bad movies part 2 is something I don't remember talking about with you, but it sounds fucking rad.
Yeah.
If Catwoman is any indication.
Well, that was the thing, was Catwoman got me to thinking, is how many really bad superhero films have there been? And the answer is quite a lot.
More than good.
Yeah. I mean, for like every really great one, there's been an equally shitty one. And so I think that that's going to be a great category to continue the bad movies. Then we'll crown another champion, leading eventually to all the worst movies going head to head in one battle royale, which will be a lot of fun.
I mean, I already know what wins. Like, I don't know if I have the energy for it, but we'll see.
Yes, it will be a lot of fun. So anyway, let's talk about what we're going to do next Tuesday. We're starting off with the first category. We led with this at the end of season 1. The first category, first set of battles, is going to be Eric and I's guilty pleasures. Do you want to explain what your idea of guilty pleasures?
Yeah, so listen, I'd love
when you're caught with a stick of butter.
like it's real easy. First of all, Greg, to be judgmental. Second of all, to think that as you scroll through TV, as you're, let's say, have some laundry to fold.
Right.
And I mean, yes, there are times where I see on TBS, like Shawshank Redemption is on, and I'll watch that from any point in the movie till the end of it. But sometimes it's not Shawshank Redemption. Sometimes I see that it's Legally Blonde, and I'll still turn it on and watch it from whatever point it is in the movie until the end, because Legally Blonde is a fucking funny, good movie. Now, I, as a 47-year-old man, probably, am definitely not the target audience for that movie, and really have no business enjoying it as much as I do. And so that, to me, is a guilty pleasure. It doesn't have to be a bad movie. I think some of the movies that I chose are generally regarded to be good or at least average, not bad movies.
Right.
But for me, it's just, do you really have any business liking that movie as much as you do? And so my guilty pleasures kind of follow that ethos.
Yeah, and for me, it's something similar, but mine are like movies that I think are good. I mean, even though they might be cheesy or have a flaw of some kind, but other people would go, why do you like that film? Nobody likes that film but you. Or there's a select few that like it. But again, guilty pleasure is what it is. You're a little bit guilty that you really, really like something. So that's what we're going to do for our first category. So we've set up a bracket where it's going to be Eric's 4 choices against my 4 choices, so that we have one each of our films make it. And what's good about that is we don't have like Eric and I going against each other and voting for our own film. We will get to the final, and then we will decide which of the 8 movies are the best. So we're going to go through the 8 and then show you the bracket, and then we're going to get ready for next Tuesday in our first battle. So here is the number 8 seed. This was in Eric's bracket. It's Dude, Where's My Car is one of his.
Sweet.
You picked it.
Dude. Sweet.
So this was done on Jarrett Goes to the Movies too. I was actually on 5 questions on this. I wore the bubble wrap outfit. And for that one.
Sultan.
Exactly. And great episode. And like I said, we may repeat eventually, some of the movies on Jarrett Goes to the Movies, but we can't help it. Jarrett did just about every movie in existence. So we're going to have some repeats. But Dude, Where My Car is the 8th seed. The 7th seed is in my bracket. And we did show the trailer of this at the end of season 1. This is the late 70s, I believe 79 or 1980 disco ripoff of Saturday Night Fever with Linda Blair from The Exorcist, known as Roller Boogie.
It's Love on Wheels.
If you grew up in the 70s and 80s like I did, you saw this on HBO all the freaking time. And I think that's why it's ingrained in my memory and I won't ever turn it off if it came on. Plus, Linda Blair is really easy to look at.
Is it one of those HBO movies like late at night with the like titties?
No.
You know what I mean?
It's not a Skinamax. It's not a Skinamax movie.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but it is not Red Shoe Diaries or anything like that. It's
I was thinking like roller skating titties.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be bad, but that wouldn't necessarily be that'd be a guilty pleasure for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
That's when you watch a movie for 15 minutes and then you feel guilty after you turn it off and you go back resuming your life. And
wow, listen to this fucking stud with his 15 minutes. What? Okay, Greg.
Well, you got to get through the credits.
Yeah,
alone is a few minutes. You
just like to spend a little extra time on myself.
All right, number 6 seed is in my bracket as well. I actually just watched this past weekend. I grew up, my mom was a huge Elvis fan, so the Elvis movies were on in our house all the time, and this is one that again, it's a guilty pleasure for me. It is one of his cheesiest ones. Of course, he's a race car driver. 3 women are after him, and he's trying to choose which woman he's going to be with, and it's fun. The music is great, so you got that to look forward to. I will recommend when you do watch this, make sure you've had a couple of drinks so you can kind of loosen up and just let it be.
Okay,
it is Elvis and it's pure cheese. And number 5, there's your Legally Blonde.
Yay.
Number 5 seed. So Eric's already explained why he likes that.
Look at little Bruiser down there. He's cute.
Also in Eric's bracket at number 4, another chick flick for Eric there. I'm seeing a trend here.
Yeah, this movie's so good.
I've never seen this.
Oh, man.
So this will be a treat for me. I've just never, my wife's tried to get me to watch it a couple of times, and it's just, I'll watch Elvis and Spin Out. But
yeah, sure. Rollerblading titties, but no.
Exactly. I just don't know. I've never gotten around to watch it. Now I have to. Now I have an excuse.
Meryl Streep as kind of a version of Anna Wintour, the what is it, Vogue or whoever lady. I think it's really great.
I've heard great things. I've never watched it.
Excited for you to see it.
Now, what number 3 is going to be Eric's Bridget Jones's Diary.
No.
Eric's not got guilty pleasures. He just loves the chick flicks. That's
maybe that's it. It's like we'll just do Eric's favorite 8 chick flicks. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is good.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
The number 3 seed that's in my bracket. I adore this film, Deep Blue Sea. Just a cheesy shark attacking an underwater base. It's just brilliant. Thomas Jane, who was in The Punisher, LL Cool J, Samuel L. Jackson. If you've never seen it, it's a lot of people's guilty pleasures, I think. It's a great cult classic.
Who's this on the
ripoff. They inject sharks with a hormone that makes them intelligent, makes them better hunters. It's just brilliantly cheesy.
On purpose.
Sharknado. On purpose, yes, but it's a good film. The number 2 seed is a comedy that I don't know how many people have seen. I love The Lonely Island with Andy Samberg. I think it's just they if you're a fan of Saturday Night Live, you loved their shorts that they used to do and all the music videos. And this was the movie, the big screen movie they did a few years ago. I went to see it with my son, and we were like the only 2 people in the theater. And it was, I just couldn't stop laughing. It's just breathless from laughing. So this is definitely something I throw on a lot. And I don't know too many people who have seen it. The weird thing is I had to flip a coin because I also love Hot Rod.
Oh yeah, he's in that too.
And he's in that. So I had to choose which one is a more guilty pleasure for me. I really couldn't. Flipped a coin and Popstar won. So that'll be fun for us to go through.
I know Andy Samberg is the most famous of those guys, but I think Akiva Schaffer is probably the most talented one, in my opinion.
He's directing something new.
Yes, I saw that too. But what is it?
Directing The Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, he is. So yeah, Akiva Schaffer and Torma Chacon.
But Seth MacFarlane has something to do with the new.
Producing.
Okay, all right.
Executive producer, and then so Akiva Schaffer is so great film. You'll like it if you like the Lonely Island sense of humor. But again, it's a guilty pleasure. It's my film. You don't have to like it. It's Mike.
No one said anything about liking it yet. Chill out.
Just getting ready to fight for this.
I'm gonna sabotage the shit out of your side of the bracket, so whatever movie gets to the end, mine is sure to win.
Oh, well, thanks for letting me know because I
Shit.
I can do the same now. All right, and the number one seat. This is on Eric's side of the bracket.
Oh,
It's a really good pick. I do love this film as well. Moulin Rouge, yet another for the ladies.
yeah, but this one's a musical. Shit, Greg. Shit. Why didn't you tell me when I was sending you my list?
I
Like-
was just looking at the list, going, "Yeah, oh, yeah, I see a theme here."
Okay.
Eric's testosterone levels are running.
Eric's just gonna pour himself a glass of wine and watch the movies tonight. Take a bubble bath maybe later.
I was gonna say the same thing. Take the TV and mount it in your bathroom so you can have a bubble bath while you watch Moulin Rouge, Devil Wears Prada, and Legally Blonde. But that's the bracket. Eric's side is there on the left, which is Moulin Rouge, and the Dude Where's My Car, Devil Wears Prada against Legally Blonde. And my side of the bracket is going to be Pop Star against Roller Boogie, and then Deep Blue Sea is going to go up against Elvis. So that's going to be interesting. And we will do like we do every category on Box Office Battles. We are going to each week have a battle till we get down to the final four, and then the final four will duke it out. We're going to do something a little different this year. We are going to pre-poll the audience on our Facebook page so that you guys have a chance to vote. If you've seen the movie, you can say, I like this one more than this one. That way we can get your vote in advance. So if Eric and I do not agree, the audience gets to break the tie. That's one of the fun things about this show. Not only do we try to determine which is the best film, we let you guys help us determine it because there's only two of us. Occasionally we have a guest. Speaking of guests, I'd like to get some more guests on this year. Maybe
I have an idea for that. Tom Hanks
Okay, yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
or Beyonce. So
Beyonce would be good. Would be
one
great.
of those two. I'm leaning Tom Hanks. I feel like we have a better shot at him.
You think so? Well,
Okay, between the two,
it depends on if any of this Diddy stuff comes out, and he's maybe be really looking. For
Is
work.
he
I don't know.
supposed to have been in that?
I think Beyonce is too. I don't know. I just see rumors. I don't really care. I know people at my work.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
No, you're lying. You're fucking making that up.
it's a conspiracy theory, so I don't believe any of it.
Oh,
He's been
okay,
One of
well.
those like they've been throwing the names out. I don't listen to that stuff. I just hear it, and then it makes me giggle because I'm like, well, we'll see if it actually comes out. But who
Okay,
thought-
what do you think the difference between listening and hearing is? Because you just basically said exactly what you heard.
Yeah, but I didn't mean it. I was just joking. I said if it comes out that he's a part of this.
Man, I feel like you know more than you're letting on. Were you there?
No. Not when
Okay.
the good stuff happened. I was there catering. I was
Yeah, bringing in.
the cases of the baby oil.
Will you be requiring anything else, Mr.
Made
Combs?
sure I left before any fun stuff happened.
As you back
was out.
towards the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Anyway, that's the bracket. And so our first battle next Tuesday, our first episode of season 2 is going to be on Eric's side of the bracket.
no!
Yeah, it's the 4th seed versus the 5th seed.
These two against each other?
Well, it's either that or they go up against Moulin Rouge. And that's your number one seed.
Shit.
The seeding was done based on IMDb ratings. So that's why mine are lower.
I mean, the good news is I get to watch both of these movies this week, but
is me as well. And plus it's a 4-day, I got a 4-day weekend this week. Yeah.
oh,
I'm a federal
Juneteenth.
worker. So Juneteenth, and then I'm taking Friday off. So I'm playing golf on Thursdays.
Nice. You live in Ohio where
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth wasn't really much of a consideration. But sure, enjoy the fucking day off.
Well, I am golfing with my friend who happens to be black, so we're celebrating in
Okay,
solidarity.
Greg.
Ebony and Ivory on the golf course,
Yeah.
living in perfect harmony. He's a Cowboys fan. I'm an Eagles fan. So it all works out. It's great.
I am black.
Celebrate.
You are white. You're blind as a bat.
And I have sight. But yeah, so it's gonna be a great weekend. But then watch these two movies. over the weekend, and then be ready for Tuesday, June 24th at 9 o'clock Eastern for Guilty Pleasures Round 1. And not the good guilty pleasures like we talked about, but movie guilty pleasures.
I'll be there. I decided. I just decided.
And that's it. That's it. That's our season preview. Thanks everybody for coming in and check it out. We had a lot of people running in and out, so that's good. We're glad we're back. We want this show to be the best it can be. So please do us a favor and go to our YouTube channel if you have not gone there yet. It's right there on your screen. It's at Box Office Battle Podcast. And give us a subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. We want to just be able to continue to do this show. We have a lot of fun doing it. You can also go to our Twitch, and it's all one word, Box Office Battle Pod. You go in there, look that up, and you can subscribe to our Twitch channel. Both will get you notified when we go live every single time. Thank you to all of those who already subscribe. We appreciate it. Also, if you can go to our Amazon Music or Spotify or Apple Music, you can go ahead and subscribe there as well. Just search Box Office Battle Podcast.
Go
Eric
to
and Eric. What
go to bingbong.org and leave a like, and then over to Schmacktastic for whatever. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
Just smash that subscribe button.
Exactly. This is the pitch part of the show. I should have done this at the beginning because we've lost, half the audience at the end. We should have sold them first.
Yeah. Smash it. You didn't say smash it. They're not gonna not gonna smash it.
That like and subscribe button. But yeah, no, we appreciate it. But do that for us and we can keep coming back each and every week. But thank you to our regular fans. We are extremely close to our 1,000th stream and subscriber and on our streaming services. So we appreciate that. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here and we'll be back next Tuesday. So thanks for joining us. Eric, you got anything to say before we leave?
Yeah, Greg, I love you. That's it.
That's it. All right. Appreciate it, guys. You guys have a great week. Have a great weekend. Happy Juneteenth, all that good stuff. And then come back here on Tuesday and watch the show because we want to see you on Box Office Battles with Greg and Eric with season 2 getting ready to start. Thanks so much, guys.